From archaeological discoveries to ancient legends, the existence of entities beyond modern understanding has always been a subject of controversy. The journey to uncover the truth behind these mysterious phenomena continues, leaving us with lingering questions about what might have once existed in the distant past. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of our notification squad. Land of Giants. Thanks to a series of incredible archaeological discoveries about its ancient inhabitants, the Italian island of Sardinia has often been called the Land of Giants. In March 1974, a local farmer plowing his fields along the island's western coast accidentally unearthed a large statue fragment, an event that kicked off 8 years of archaeological excavations and investigations. Archaeologists eventually collected over 5,000 pieces of carved sandstone, and as they pieced them together, they realized they were reconstructing an army made of stone. These were statues depicting boxers, archers, and warriors. As many as 44 individual statues have been found. What's truly astonishing, however, is not just the number or the identity of their creators, but their sheer size. These stone giants stand as tall as 8 feet, about 8.2 feet, with some weighing as much as 880 pounds when fully restored. Equally impressive is their anatomical precision. Even at over 8 feet tall, the details of the faces were carved with extraordinary care. The eyes, for instance, are perfect concentric circles, leading many to describe their appearance as almost alien. Experts have determined that these giant statues were carved from local sandstone and likely date back around 3,000 years. Many believe that the discovery of these statues, known as the Giants of Monte Prama, adds even more weight to theories about ancient astronauts or alien intervention. Originally, these statues were erected as guardians over the tombs of the Iron Age elite in Sardinia, but just a few centuries later, invading forces smashed them into the 5,000 fragments archaeologists have found today. Sardinia's reputation as an island of giants is further cemented by the presence of numerous massive tombs, called Tombs of the Giants, with burial chambers stretching up to 100 feet long and standing over 8 feet high. While archaeologists claim these tombs were built so large to accommodate multiple bodies, local legends insist they were constructed for a race of giants that once lived on the island. Some even claim that enormous skeletons have been discovered inside far larger than any ordinary human. A local painter and sculptor named Luigi Muscus was once interviewed about his memories of discovering some of these bones, including skeletons that supposedly measured up to 13 feet long. He recalled finding a giant skeleton in a cave as a child back in 1972. According to Muscus and several other locals, whenever these giant skeletons were discovered and reported to the authorities, they would almost always mysteriously vanish by the very next day. Tales of Magellan. Ferdinand Magellan was a Portuguese explorer who led the legendary 1519 expedition across the Pacific Ocean to the East Indies. The journey brought him glory, but ultimately cost him his life. According to Magellan's own journals, when he and his crew were exploring the coast of South America, they witnessed giants dancing on the shore. The Patagonian giants were dubbed Patagon by the crew, a name inspired by a giant character from a popular 16th century Spanish novel at the time. This encounter would go on to be confirmed by numerous others in the years that followed. According to these records, the Patagon were otherwise proportioned like normal humans, but could reach heights of up to 13 to 15 feet. A later expedition, led by Sir Francis Drake, also described the people of Patagonia as unusually tall, noting that Magellan was not altogether mistaken, although Drake's crew estimated the locals' height at around 7.5 feet. Modern science and archaeology have tried to rationalize the existence of these giants, as well as to understand why so many eyewitness accounts reported a race of gigantic people. A striking photograph from the late 19th century even shows an Onaman from Patagonia standing at about 7.5 feet tall. While some have dismissed these claims as hoaxes or exaggerations, the sheer consistency of the evidence makes it entirely plausible that a race of extraordinarily tall people once existed in Patagonia. Giant skeletons. Some of the strongest evidence for the existence of giants comes from reports of giant skeletons discovered in England. Off the coast of England lies a small tidal island known as St. Michael's Mount, home to a castle and a handful of dwellings. According to legend, in the 6th century before the castle was built, the island was inhabited by a giant named Cormoran, who was said to be 18 feet tall and terrorized the local villagers until he was slain by a farmer's son named Jack. This tale would later give rise to the classic fairy tale, Jack and the Giants. While discoveries in the caves beneath the castle have never proven the existence of an 18-foot man, Monks did agree that in 1725, they found the skeleton of a man measuring 7 feet 8 inches behind a sealed door. Another giant skeleton discovery was recorded in 1890, when Georges Lepuc found 3 bone fragments in France. He estimated that the individual to whom they belonged must have stood around 11.5 feet tall, with bones twice as massive as those of a typical human, earning the nickname the Giant of Castelnau. These fragments were found at a Bronze Age burial site and remain the only bones of such size ever uncovered. The bones were reportedly sent to the French Academy of Sciences for study, where they mysteriously disappeared. While most concrete evidence of giant skeletons has been lost over time, archaeologists continue to unearth extraordinarily large bones that, at the very least, would have been considered gigantic for their era. A more recent discovery came near Rome in 1991, when the ancient skeleton of an individual was unearthed. Archaeologists noted that the tomb was unusually long, and after analysis, found that the individual's bones were exceptionally large. Medical investigation revealed that the person had suffered from gigantism and died young, likely between the ages of 16 and 20. The Giants of Lovelock Cave. Lovelock Cave lies in a remote part of Nevada. Thanks to the unique treasures preserved inside, it has drawn the attention of archaeologists ever since its discovery in 1911. That year, 2 miners were hired to extract bat guano from the cave, and after clearing out a layer that was nearly 3 to 6 feet thick, they began to uncover unusual artifacts. Although the initial excavation was unprofessional and resulted in damage to many items, it quickly became clear that Lovelock Cave held something truly special. The first finds included a variety of intricate objects, among them weapons, woven duck decoys, primitive articles of clothing, and even bones said to belong to giants. A local legend helps explain the cave's significance. According to the story, after years of war between the region's native tribes, they finally united to defend their land against a race of giants known as the Sitka. These red-haired giants were chased into a cave. When the giants refused to come out and fight face to face, the tribes used smoke to force them into the open, then killed them with arrows or burned them alive right where they stood. Many reports state that excavators once found the remains of 2 giants, including a male who stood over 8 feet tall. But as with so many other mysteries, this evidence later vanished under mysterious circumstances. That's all for today. What did you think of this video? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more amazing videos.